Hey, good morning, everyone. Lee Taft here. Welcome to Speed Tips from my garage in the classroom. This is episode number 66. Today, we're going to kind of break down the wall run. Okay, so a great speed camp, speed clinic, training session, exercise you can use if you're outside. Typically, there's a fence, or sometimes if you're at a soccer field, there's maybe a utility shed. You can get people around that. You just need something to lean against. Yes, you can use partners. Sometimes it's a little bit tough, especially size discrepancy, you'll push them over. But let's talk about this, okay? So now, when we start looking at the wall run, the reason I use a wall run is very similar to why I would do a plank on the ground. Core integrity, being able to move a limb and still be able to maintain a straight line, okay? That's it, okay? Now, I can use it, you know how we'll do like pogo jumps, or what I call stiffness jumps, or 3D jumps where we lock the ankles and we lift. Well, this is a version of that if we lock out and we lift and we drive down, okay? Or even if we drive and we switch. It's a version, it's much more ballistic, but it's still a version of that. But in terms of this representing pure acceleration, it doesn't. That's why I've always called these wall drills aren't acceleration drills, they're posture drills that can support acceleration because of position. Now, here's the problem with them when we emphasize and we start talking about where the foot lands in acceleration, because everybody always says the foot lands way behind the hips. No, it doesn't actually. And in some cases, you'll see, and even in top sprinters, you got to watch, people. That's why I always say, get on YouTube, Google any race, could be NCAA championship, men's, women's, high school, Penn relay, whatever. The Olympics, watch a race and slow it down if you can get the side view, okay, from the frontal plane. And notice where their foot lands. It does not always land way behind the hips. And we got to think about this. We have to have common sense when we think about driving. So if I lift and I drive and I contact right there, look at about it right there. My toe is barely touching the ground. My leg is almost straight. Okay, it's almost completely straight. So I literally have like inches to produce force with. But in acceleration, what we need is we need to be able to contact the ground with a negative shin angle. My shin is going back against the direction that I'm actually heading, okay? So now look at me. Now I'm getting closer to 90 degree. And I'm not at 90, but I'm getting closer to that, which now gives me the ability to push and move my center of mass. So a better version of a wall drill, if you're trying to simulate acceleration, is go one leg at a time, take your time with it, and do it, and then reset. So it looks like this. I'll lift, I'll be in my position. Now I'm going to drive and push forward. But look at where I contact, okay? I'm contacting with a negative shin angle. I've got my leg bent, so I have some distance to go from a hip flex into a hip extension position. Again, that's changing inertia. That's what acceleration is about. So I lean, step, drive, reset, step, drive. Because in pure acceleration, remember, if I'm going this way, okay, and this is my body, my foot touches right here. As it's touching, I'm moving over it. Okay, so when we do these drills and we just drive down and we stop there, good drill for posture, good drill to build heel cord, tensile strength, the elastic response that we might want to be building, or stiffness qualities. But it doesn't simulate acceleration because we never put our foot on the ground in acceleration with our leg virtually locked out, okay? So I never touch here. I always hit, drive, hit, drive. That's what real acceleration is. So if you took a plumb line and you went from the pelvis straight down and you saw where the ball of the foot landing on a lot of these athletes, you'll notice some of those steps, it's either right on that plumb line, so right directly under the pelvis, the hips, or sometimes it's slightly in front with some of these athletes. But because the knee is bent so much, the shin angle is Good. Yeah, I'm still pushing back. I'm just using a lot more of my posterior chain. Certainly using quads to push through. But you never see an athlete run and come all the way back here. Okay, so the drill isn't bad. I love wall drills. I do them, but I'm trying to teach core integrity. I want to see that they can lift and not collapse. So that's just showing me some flexibility. Then I get some nice stiffness work. I get good core work. But I make it clear to the athletes, we're not working on accelerating. We're working on drills that give us good, strong core, good posture that hopefully when we accelerate, we can use those qualities. Okay, so hey, again, let's identify what we're actually after and what really occurs. Not what our coach told us, or what this trainer told us, or what this athlete told us. You have to look and investigate if you want to become better at assessing and addressing and implementing speed strategies. Okay? Hey guys, we'll see you tomorrow for episode number 67. Thanks. Have a great one.